Hi Earthlings. Okie dokie. Pop in the books. That looks good, doesn't it? Now, this little talk is about the lunar eclipse that we just happened to have in the zodiacal house of Libra, and it's what I call a shadow eclipse. So the nodal points of the lunar nodes are at the 15th degree in the zodiacal houses of Aries and Libra, but the eclipse happened at the 5th degree. Okay, so the hope you didn't see that. Hope it probably comes out, but so the eclipse happened at the 15th degree, which is why it's a shadow. Now, there was one of these shadow eclipses that happened recently in the Scorpio-Taurus axis, which was when King Charles got crowned. If he's a king or not, whatever's going on there, because as we know, nobody's got any money with his face on it yet. And usually there is always a portrait of the new kings or queens on coins, because that's how historically we date things. So I'd like to talk about this shadow eclipse. I got weirded out. Now, I got weirded out because weird things happened. Now, 6 months ago, the Libra Aries eclipse cycle began, and it began the 20th of April 2023, and also in 2023 we had the 14th of October on the axis of Libra and Aries. Now, also what we had in 2023 was the ending, the closing of the doors in the Scorpio-Taurus axis, lunar nodal axis season, coming into the Libra Aries season. So it's always like one door's opening and the other door is closing, and you're going through this. So anyway, this year we've got the lunar eclipses in March, and then in April we've got the solar. Then in the 2nd of October we've got another eclipse, and then the last eclipse is on the 29th of March 2025. And then the Libra Aries axis has closed right off, and we are fully into the Pisces Virgo eclipse season. Right, so I did a lot of study at the start of this one as well, because after the Scorpio Taurus one I became very I was extremely I found that it was like that it helped my life. Okay, so let me go. So this is the second lunar eclipse in the zodiacal house of Libra. So we're in the second phase of the eclipse season now, and this is the shadow phase. Now, what I want to say to you is the shadow is always two-dimensional. The shadow is cast and falls. It's only two-dimensional. It can't hurt you, but it might give you a fright. Now, let's start at the beginning what I wrote. Let's see. So sorry. Got so much I want to say. So it's saying that we've got everything happening at the same instant, the good and the bad, right? So it's like the two sides. Oh, found there was a coin in my pocket. Let's use a real coin, shall we? So let's say good, bad, right? The good old coin, two sides of the same thing. And this rim that we're on, that edge, that's us, okay? So we're riding the edge, good, bad, good, bad. Imagine that this coin is spinning, good, bad, good, bad. That's what's going on right now. And we're trying to balance ourselves up here on this top piece, right? Okay, if we can imagine that. Now, let me see what we got. So, I listen to a lot of other people as well, so I've taken notes. So, these are my notes of a combination. So now somebody said that after May we're home free. We've got a lot of stuff coming up that will be from the start of the lunar eclipse. Of course, something would have happened to you, happened to everyone. It's karmic. It's in the South Node. And it's the shadow eclipse. And the only thing is are you aware of it or are you not? And hopefully I can make you consciously aware of it, and that'll be a bonus for you and your life. So the centering. So I said previously that we're up to fixate, and the first thing I wanted you to fixate on, or us, including myself, because I'm just sort of telling you as I go. So, and what I was fixating on was I was building my first blockages for my dam, and I was building back, and I was creating a distance, and I wanted to build back quite a way because I was creating, because I knew that the first thing that was coming towards us was jealousy, and I wanted to make sure that there was a lot of distance between the jealous eyes and me. So that's what I see to fixate on. Now, but you can fixate on anything that you feel is right for you. So it says, locate, identify, discover your center. Your center can be the Bible. Your center can be it can be praying to Jesus. It can be absolutely anything at all. It could be sitting under a tree. It could be grounding yourself. It could be opening your chakras. It could be doing Tai Chi. That's not Tai Chi. That was a little bit of Dantian kind of like, but Tai Chi. No? I don't know however you guys do it. Locate, identify. Life is going to get rocky. Okay, so everyone's expecting April to be shit, but two sides of the coin, remember? So if you're looking at something and it's like, ooh, that looks like shit, just know that there's some good involved in that, and get yourself up to that top point, the balancing center point. Pray to your God. Go under your tree. Open your chakras. Do your work. Remember I showed you how to keep your chakras in motion, because we are not, going to be a beacon of light, all right? This is not what we're doing. Don't let bad people make you go onto a dark path. It's going to get yucky and good. Center yourself before you leave your house. Always be centering. ABC. Always be centering. ABC. Balance, sway, stabilize with a firm focal point. Okay, I'm just going to jump in, and I'm just kind of give a little story about what happened, okay? So, right, I'll jump forward to here. So this is the second lunar eclipse in Libra, and we're all in the second phase, and then what's going on is the shadow fell. The shadow was cast and it fell. Now, what rose its ugly head? This is personal, but it may also relate to you. So what rose its ugly head again is witch and warlock. So, back in October 2023, around the first solar eclipse time, the running series theme in the series of events was horrific violence. Okay, so the first thing that happened was I had this dream about Israel, and it was about witches and warlocks. Warlocks are warlords. They were doing this magic to sort of like encompass and everything that they're doing to Palestine, and now they're trying to starve them and stuff like that. It wasn't a very good dream. I don't know why I dreamed about it, but around the same time, there began that whole, Hamas flying on this super slow things and all the stuff that went down. We all know that it's a whole thing. Real people's lives are being genocided from this witch warlock performance, because they don't care about us. Now, okay, so I had a series of events too in October last year, and I'm going to tell you about them. And it was, I got called out to this place, and when I got there, they had a dead bird stuck through a hole in the wall. You couldn't see the head, and just its body, and that was sticking out from the wall. That's right by the door as you walk into the house. And on this small vehicle was a newborn lamb that had milk coming out of his little mouth, but he was dead. Okay, so at the time I didn't know what the hell, but I do now. So that's what you call witch and warlock, and maybe sometimes warlocks can be Freemasons. Now let me go on. So this shit that was done last year in October was about oppression by supremacy. So thinking of Israel and stuff as well, right? And this shadow eclipse is connected to that door opening first eclipse in Libra. So, okay, this is supposed to be the same as that. This is like stage 2 for all those witches and warlocks, but all it is just a shadow. The shadow can't harm you. Might give you a fright, it can't harm you. So, have zero fear, because we know exactly where the obstacle comes from now in our life, because the shadow is cast and fallen. So a bright light has shone on the obstacle, and that obstacle is a block, and that block reveals to us the location. And something would have happened, did for me, perhaps for you, to make that connection. A connection was made, quite unexpected. You're like, hey, what on earth? I'm getting a phone call. What's this all about? And they needed to, this is the witches, warlocks, to make that connection, because they were trying to, that's how they can manipulate with their words the magic. They're trying to infuse something, whatever it is they do. But anyway, it didn't have, it's just a shadow, all right? They like to think that it's the same power that they've always had, but those days are over. So now we can realize what was sort of like causing this corruption in our life, and what was lurking around and behind the scenes and stuff. And now it's they, and I'll put a Y there, who are blocked by the Almighty. and their final act has shone the light upon them, and now they are stuck. And their shadow side is no longer obscured, it is out in the open for all to see. And they thought they were setting us up for devastating life situations, but instead what is about to occur is the opposite. And our life will be exalted, and we receive a lot of help and resources and have a lot to work with as the days become weeks and become months. And it's way more positive and uplifting and supportive for us, and the connections made from now on are strong, durable, and lasting. So if we do experience something painful, we're going to be surrounded by safety. Now, whatever has been unearthed since the first eclipse back in October 2023 is going to turn into added support, and all of that activity is going to rebalance our life. There's going to be more fairness, there's going to be more justice for us, because we're doing the inner work. We're building our dam, we're climbing our plateau, we're building our castle, our fortification, all throughout the year of the dragon. And as we innovate, we write it down, we draw up a plan, we whistle a happy tune, atonement, that's what I feel. Now, it is the foundation blocks that we began installing, and that's our base layer. And what we first created with our blocks was the distance from jealousy. So our success is inevitable because we're going to keep on going no matter what. That's our inner resolution. We are guarded and protected as we work on our dam. Now, the tables have turned. So focus on the things that can be changed and not what can't. Example, the table itself can't be changed. But what can be changed is the tablecloth, the napkins, the arrangement, the centerpiece. Okay, but the table can't be changed, but it can be cleansed and it can be purified. There's always something we can do. So, now what's changed for us is that we've become more in control of our value, and we've really been caring about ourselves with the same love and care as what we give to other people. We're giving it to ourselves as much as we give to another. We do it for ourselves too. Example, when somebody's hurt, we tend to them and care, but for our own self, we're like, oh shit, that's all. But we hardly look after it, but except for now we do. And we give ourselves that same healing, loving, and care, and we find that, the more that we heal our own body, mind, energetic frequency, the more sort of powerful we become, okay? So now we protect ourselves in the same way we protected other people. So I told you it was about death. I've told you ever since I started this YouTube channel. So they did a death spell or a sickness spell or a poverty spell, and it didn't work. And they're flabbergasted. They're like, how did that not work? And they sacrificed, and now they're under judgment. So they thought that they were above the higher powers, and now they just lost all their spiritual protection and all the spirit team, Council of 7, Council of 9, whatever it is that they have, you know what I'm saying? Said sayonara, and they're out. Because times they are changing. And the Kali Yuga is what we're getting rid of. So, I've got a lot written, but most of that's other people's stuff that they sent, and I'll still continue with that. I've got a little bit more, let's see. I want you to pay attention to the bone structure, because that's so strange, isn't it? And I'm going to go going to start with that. So go too far. Oh no, okay, yeah, that way. Oh, I don't know if that's coming out clear or not. Look at the face. Full of flesh, you know? This what we're looking at here is Lady Victoria Hervey arrives for the MTV VMA Awards. I think that's supposed to be Taylor Swift. Now, the thing is, a lot of people, we've all been discussing it. Is it AI? Is it reptilians? What are we looking at, you know? What on earth are we actually viewing? Kate Middleton. This is quite well done. Still there though. This girl was called Kate Bosworth. See how they all got that. And what's going on? This is the anatomy. Okay. And as you can see, curves. Now, this is a true picture of when Winston Churchill starved people in India. So the tall one is a man, and then these ones are women. Notice the space in between the ribs, and that's another woman. Poor things, they were starved. That's in India, first time India had ever starved. Now I want you to notice that they have a normal rib cage with the space in between the ribs. The reason I want you to notice that, especially on the woman, And what I'm talking about is that centre piece of gristle there that's separating there. And it's called our sternum. And just to reiterate, where's his sternum? You know what I'm saying? Alright, that's that. Got a lot of things going on. P. Diddy's gone to, well, he's been done for he's been done for sex trafficking, and they've raided both his places. Okay, so we all knew this stuff was going to happen. This is what the human body looks like with the muscles over the bones there. The shape of the muscles, what we're looking at is the upper rib cage area. That's what I'm discussing at this time, because that's what I see the most of. And as you can see, the sternum is like that. Okay, so yeah, that's happened. Oops. And got a lot of things going on because they remember the April eclipse. They're planning for big things. Okay, oh my gosh, I hope that comes out clear. Yeah, and let's just back it up a little bit there. And look, I don't know if it's the 3 days of darkness part or what. That they're going to do. But what they're going to do is the kids are staying home from school and all sorts of stuff's going on, right? Now, let me just back it up. Got something else I want to show you. Okay. Everything that we see in blue used to be the Mongol Empire. That is the biggest empire the world has ever known. Look at America. And yet, it's like we don't know much about it at all, isn't it? We're not taught about it at school. Where am I looking? India. It can't be India. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it is India, okay. So, I'm pointing wrong. So it's, that makes this the Mediterranean. Where am I? Here I am, there. That's the Mediterranean. And everything that surrounded the Mediterranean is what the Roman Empire was back in the day. Oh, I got it wrong. It's not there. That looks like the Caspian. That's so sorry. Because that looks like the Mediterranean there. Mediterranean's just where my finger is in that part. Okay. they're talking about building I think it's a train thing that goes from London to America. Crossing Russia and China. So that'll be interesting. It's in the plan. Some super speed train. Don't know if it's going to happen. Just telling you. Now remembering how close they are to each other. That's the Bering Strait in between them. Here's a nicer one. Okay, so they're neighbours. Beg my pardon. This is the real Vladimir Putin. Back in the day. And she's got no crown on. So I'm just going to make that as a statement. She's got no crown on, okay? So I think she's already the fill-in. But even though she was a fill-in, here's Vlad's. That's what Mr. Putin, the original, looked like. And this is the replacement queen here. She does have a tiara on. But anyway, moving along. Let's now I'm not sure which Vladimir this one is. But this is the replacement queen. This is the real queen. So we get her here. Oops. No, we do not want to do that. It's a little bit different, you know. And here we have, that is Prince Philip of Greece, who the Queen Elizabeth II married. So her husband. Here we have Boris. Oops, oh goodness. He was the Russian USSR ruler, prime minister, president, Boris Yeltsin, for a very, very long time, but somehow he got mixed up with alcohol in America a lot, it seems like. There's lots of stories about him running around, something like coming out of Washington, D.C. in his underwear, trying to hail it. At the White House, I mean to say, coming out of the White House. This is definitely in Rus. This is in Russia. It's the real queen. It is. She's in Russia. There she is. Okay, let's back off. And this is in the 1990s. And that's Boris Yeltsin again there. Boris. So, yeah, they got old Boris mixed up with alcohol. Now, this is an interesting one of Boris upset with Bill Clinton. See that Mongol? He is from the Mongol nation. Boris Yeltsin is giving the middle finger to Bill Clinton. He certainly doesn't look very happy about whatever it is that he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. Now, you know, wine, women and song, the old honeypot. So they got the girls and the pretty girls there. And here's Mr. Boris Yeltsin dancing and having a good time, you see, up on the stage. And here's Mr. Yeltsin with the original KGB, Mr. Vladimir Putin. And there they are, Vlad and Boris Yeltsin. Now, 20 years ago, when Boris was still running the show, it was nearly a civil war in Russia. Now, so in Moscow, what happened was Boris made it real hard for everybody. The economy and stuff like that was real hard in Russia. When everybody, for the Soviet Union people. And they have a White House as well. And some ministers busted into their White House and locked the door behind them. And they were sort of like staging like a coup. They were trying to save their country. And Boris was a bit nuts. Probably because he was always drunk all the time, and it was like sending the army will just like kill them. And so the protesters, lots of people went out to try and save the White House of Russia, Moscow, but also the people that were in the building. So anyway, I follow Q, I've told you before, and usually when something's going on, I hope you can read that clearly. I can't tell if you can or not. See if I can just read. Oh dear. Might not give it to you clearly. Anyway. There was a sign, and it used to be like, I think a lot of people have already gone, and we've just been watching people acting in their places. Like this person is supposedly the man who It is representing Barack as being Barack, but obviously he's not. And apparently this was quite recent. I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to reach and say that wasn't the real Obama visiting the UK either. They're all AI body doubles. They're all AI or body doubles hiding in their underground bunkers. That's what that says. Now, so you're not being told the truth. None of us are. There's something else going on. Now, I can't say that it is AI. Oh, I was going to tell you. Oh, dang. There is something I've missed out. It's on my camera, so I can't show you. And that is apparently that the cows have got bird flu. Well, cows don't get bird flu. Birds get bird flu. But I did tell you to look at John Titor, Time Traveller. I have shared it. I should share it again, but you can find him easily on Wikipedia. And what has happened is he changed the timeline back in 2001 when he was there. So that gave us 20 years. That's to 2021. So if you'd like to pay attention, you'll be able to get a timeline of what's going on. And we're not eating meat, and we're eating lamb in my house, but we're not eating beef because John Titor said that everyone got Jacob's, there was like something Jacob's disease from the meat, which was beef. And you should look it up. And just stay away from the beef for a little while until we get through this wickedness, because we're right in the heart of the wickedness now. So they're not only trying to kill the people in Palestine with the genociding, they're trying to genocide a lot of people in the world. They'll do it with food, without food, however they want. Meanwhile, we have a power, and all those who are with me and have survived everything so far, what have I got? The magical act of daydreaming is the creative power of realization. Small changes are great decisions. Power and potential in directional changing, investing our earth time a little differently as we go through April's challenge. Have the